Your body wants to kill you. Not an enemy, not the disaster. Your own body. And you have a way to stop it. Panic is not weakness, it's biology. Here is what happens in 3 seconds when the brain perceives a threat. The amygdala, a small brain region, sends an alarm signal. The adrenal glands release adrenaline and cortisol. Heart rate spikes, breathing accelerates, muscles tense. Blood leaves the prefrontal cortex, the part that thinks logically, and flows to the muscles for fight or flight. Result: you are physically unable to think clearly in a state of panic. Not cowardice. Evolution. Evolution is tuned for the savannah, not for an urban disaster. And that is exactly where it kills you. Panic doesn't kill directly. It kills through decisions. A person in panic runs without direction and moves into the danger zone. A person in panic screams in a crowd and triggers a stampede. A person in panic grabs the first thing at hand and forgets water. A person in panic trusts strangers who sound confident and goes the wrong way. Research on disasters shows most deaths happen not from the threat itself, from people's actions in the first 30 minutes. 30 minutes of panic, and the decisions made during that time determine the outcome. I promise to switch. Here it is. Breathing. The only autonomic body function you can consciously control, and through it, influence all other physiology. Technique. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Why it works. The long exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the opposite of the stress response, literally shuts down the adrenaline loop. 2 to 3 cycles, and the prefrontal cortex regains control. This is not meditation. This is neuroscience. The military calls it tactical breathing, used before combat. Works in 20 seconds. Second technique. When breathing doesn't help, or you don't have 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Name aloud or internally. 5 things you can see right now. 4 you can touch. 3 you can hear. 2 you can smell. 1 you can taste. Why it works. Forces the brain to shift from an imagined threat to the real environment. The amygdala responds to what is happening, not what might happen. Takes 30 to 40 seconds. Requires nothing but yourself. Use it when you feel you are losing control of your thoughts. Third technique. Physical. Cold water on the face and wrists. Why? Cold receptors on the face and wrists directly activate the vagus nerve, the main cable of the parasympathetic system. Heart rate drops within seconds. The diving reflex. Mammals evolutionarily respond to cold water on the face with reduced heart rate. Works in everyone. No water. Intense physical exercise. 20 squats or push-ups physically burn off excess adrenaline in the blood. The body accumulated chemistry for action. Give it action. Fourth, and most underrated. Panic is contagious. Literally. Mirror neurons, a brain mechanism that copies the emotional states of those around you. You see panic, you start to panic, without a conscious decision. In a crowd, this effect multiplies dramatically. One person screams, everyone starts running. Not cowardice. Neuroscience at the herd level. How to protect yourself. First, don't look at panicking faces. Look at feet, at space, at exits. Second, find the calm person in the crowd. One calm person can stop panic within a 5-meter radius. Third, speak calmly and loudly. Don't shout. Commands short. We go there. Stay calm. I know the exit. You can be that calm person. That saves not only you. Everything I described works, but works better when trained in advance. The nervous system is trainable. Techniques you practice in a calm state are accessible in a crisis. Those you learn today for the first time will be harder under stress. 3 minutes a day. 4-7-8 breathing before sleep. After 3 weeks, automatic. Additionally, cold showers in the morning. Not punishment, training. Every morning you deliberately trigger the stress response and train its suppression. People who practice regular discomfort handle unexpected stress significantly better. 3 minutes today. The minutes that will decide the outcome of tomorrow's disaster. An important distinction most people miss. Fear is not panic. Fear is useful. Fear sharpens attention, speeds up reaction, helps assess the threat. Evolution created it as a tool. Panic is when fear overloads the system, when the brain stops processing information and switches to random action mode. The goal is not to eliminate fear. The goal is to stay at the level of acute fear and not fall into panic. Fear you control, your weapon. Panic that controls you, your killer. The distinction is subtle. The techniques I showed keep you on the right side of that line. Something happened. 30 seconds. Seconds, 1 to 5. Stop. Literally. Physically stop. Don't run. Don't shout. Just stand. Seconds 5 to 10. 1, 4, 7, 8 breath cycle. 1 cycle. 20 seconds. Seconds 10 to 20. Look at exits. Not at people. At space. Where you can go. Seconds 20 to 25. 1 decision. Not a week's plan. 1 first action. Seconds 25 to 30. Move. Slowly. Confidently. Without running. 30 seconds that separate the survivor from the victim. It's a pause before action. Most people act immediately. Survivors pause. 3 things that don't work, though everyone recommends them. First, calm down. Never say this to a panicking person, or to yourself. It is a command the panicking brain cannot execute, and the failure intensifies the panic. Second, distract with phone or social media. In the first minutes, this amplifies anxiety through information overload. Phone for a specific call, not scrolling. Third, wait for it to pass on its own. It won't. Adrenaline in the blood lasts 20 to 30 minutes. Without active intervention, you spend 30 minutes making bad decisions. Use the techniques. They work. On its own, doesn't. Panic kills faster than hunger, faster than thirst, faster than cold, because it kills decisions before other threats have time to act. 3 techniques. 4-7-8 breathing. 5-4-3-2-1 grounding. Cold water. 30 seconds of pause. And 1 piece of knowledge that changes everything. Survivors are not fearless. They just know what to do with fear. Now you know too. Subscribe. There's a lot more ahead that matters.